Happy Easter! This is going to be a super quick video because I have found the perfect paper for this sketch. So I am behind. I will finish all of these sketches, but I will do one a week instead of trying to do one a day. So this sketch is by Judith Garcia, and it took me a long time. At first I thought I was going to do mixed media, but I have been organizing my retired close to my heart paper, and I found the perfect paper to tell this story. So I will show you what the paper originally looked like, and I'll show you how I did this and what is left. Eventually I want to go back and recreate and make 2-page layouts out of each one of these, but that is going to take me a little while. So I guess I can't show you the page. So I will show you what this page looks at, and I am using my my retired stock and close to my heart, and this is what it looked like. So this is two-tone paper, and I'll show you what came with this. We used to buy some different things. So what I did with this paper is I trimmed it out to create the effect that they did on this paper. I'll show you the back of it, and I'll show you how I did it and what was left over. So this was the paper, and actually I went ahead and I trimmed along this line of the paper, and I'll show you the leftover pieces, which would make a really cute layout as well, so you can see how this paper used to be. So I very carefully fussy cut it, because you know I don't mind fussy cutting, and I angled it this way. But what's nice about this is you could have it this way, you could go this way, which would be of course upside down. So that is how I cut that paper. They had, this is an older pack, it was called Balloon Ride, and it came with these dimensional shapes, and so I will be adding this along the edge like this. And I'm going to go ahead and tape this down, and this is going to be, it did take me a while to fussy cut it. If you could add like the pearls on there if you were concerned, but you know I'm not a perfectionist. So this layout is of me and my grandma, and it has nothing to do with balloons. We didn't go on a balloon ride. Sometimes I think that's okay. Sometimes you think, oh, there's balloons on this paper, I have to go find balloon pictures. But this one is a little bit different because I have this picture, and I actually have some older pictures. My grandma was my person. She was absolutely wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and that's going to cover up my jaggedness. That one, I think I did a pretty good job. I could have sponged it, and actually I think I will. I'll sponge it a little bit and tell you the story while I'm at it. I'm so thankful that this adhesive is a little forgiving. I'm just going to, the reason I like to ink things, there's lots of reasons to ink, and I'm going to, because, and I'm using the retired Sorbet. You can see that this is a retired color, and it's a little bit older. It has our old style of inks, and so you might have that. So if you have this kit, go ahead and drag it out, and I hope you'll use the sketch. It is from Christy's Beautiful Life, which is a 30-day challenge for March. I believe they do them 3 days a month. The challenge is actually over, but of course I am a little behind. So I'm going to go ahead and place that back this way. And so that's that. So the reason I chose this layout was because of this saying that says, some kind of wonderful. So I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. She was like my person, and I went to live with her several times. One time, the first time was I was 13. It was the year after my dad had died, and so I it was kind of a transition time in our family, so I went to stay with my grandma, and this is a picture of me and my grandma. The sketch calls for a 3x4, but I didn't want to, I did not want to crop this picture, so I went ahead and made it a 4x4. This is a picture of the last time I saw my grandma, or the time before. She was about 95 years old. But I lived with my grandma several times. Oh, I can't even remember how I did this now. I think I had it this way. Yes, I had it this way. I think I have it out. Or did I have it this way? I don't remember. You should take pictures. And then we have a little arrow there. So I would go stay with her, and it was in the 70s, and every Saturday night we would watch Lawrence Welk. I don't know if anybody of you remember Lawrence Welk, but in the 70s, Lawrence Welk probably was not what most teenagers would be watching. And he always said everything was, oh, that was, if someone sang a song he liked, he'd go, oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. So that was my thing I used to say to my grandma. You're wonderful, wonderful. So I wanted to do this picture and put this on here. So I was very clever how I got this. So this is, so the title on this is Some Kind of Wonderful. This came out of this compliments pack that we had. And I wanted to say, you are some kind of wonderful, especially since it had the little arrow. So what I did was I took this stamp set, and I'll show you what I did. So I took the stamp set, and back in the good old days, they had, and I've been using them in several layouts, we had large packs of PML cards. So when PML cards first came out, they were all that and a bag of chips. So every pack pretty much had a PML card. So I have all these PML cards, and because this is a retired pack, I didn't necessarily have a color that would match it. So what I did was I took one, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp it on here, and I'll show you how I made this UR. I try to use all of the stuff that I buy. If I buy it, I am not a wasteful person. If I buy it, I'm going to use it. So I stamped it like this. And then if you were the lucky person who bought, this was from January Stamp of the Month, and this was, you could buy it with thin cuts, and the thin cuts were like $10 extra, and they may actually be available. I'll put them on the thing if they're available. And then I just placed it like that, and I ran it through my thin cut. I'm going to show you up close. See how I placed it? And then that gave me this. And so then I have You Are Some Kind of Wonderful. And I will keep that stamp just because there are a lot of times where there are titles and you want to add just a little bit more to them. So You Are Some Kind of Wonderful. I'm going to add I will eventually pop dot this up. I'm going to add a little bit of ink to my clouds. This was originally, it's a color that is retired. It's called Crystal Blue. And I'm going to add a little bit to the clouds just because it helps them stand out. And this is also, I believe, I had to dig through my stash and find, this is a retired color called Colonial White, and I like that. I have hoarded every little bit, so I had to find things, and I'm gonna put that on there. So my grandma lived to be 99 years old, and in this picture she was staying, I called it a grandma's house. It was a house in Centerville, and they had like 3 or 4 other grandparents, They had a really nice staff, and you could come and visit. And my Uncle Dwight would go every week and curl her hair at the little grandma house. And my Uncle Dwight was her son-in-law. And anyway, she truly was a wonderful, wonderful person. And I'm going to put on here the stories. I am going to ink this a little bit too, just because I want. I tried. It's kind of interesting. So when I am journaling, I don't mind my handwriting, but it doesn't always look good on the page. I think sometimes it distracts. So I'm going to try to add a little bit of color and interest to it. And if you do strips, my handwriting tends to go. Even when I taught, every time I would put notes on the board back in the day, I would always write, up at an angle. But if you do strips, then that doesn't happen. So I'm just going to lightly attach these just in case I make mistakes when I'm journaling. Anyway, I loved this layout, and it really was kind of the perfect sketch for this layout, and it went super fast. So I have one more day. I haven't looked at seeing how many subscribers I have. I think I only have like 48 or 49, but I am trying to get to 100 by tomorrow. So if you want to pop over and subscribe, that would be great. So this sketch, I love it. I think it turned out so beautifully. Sorry, I'll center it a little bit more. And let's see if I can't. Oh, no, that doesn't help. I will have still pictures on my Facebook group, which is also Joy Ani Scrapping in My Own Private Idaho. This is a retired pack. The only thing that I think might be available is this thin cut. But anyway, it was a great, I love that I was able to do a sketch quickly with Christy's Beautiful Life, and I love remembering the time that I spent with my grandma. So, please like and subscribe to this channel. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.